Hey, what is up, guys, and welcome back to the FCS Football channel. And today we are back with another match preview, this time for Manchester United versus Tottenham Hotspur in the Premier League. Now, of course, before we get further into the watch along, we of course do have, before we get further into the preview, we do of course have a watch along. Details are on my side. So the stream will start at just at 10 to 8. With kickoff being at 8:15. So be there or be square. But yeah, let's get into the preview. Manchester United do come into this game sat in 5th place, while Spurs, of course, do sit in 3rd. Manchester United, look, we've got a game in hand on Tottenham. If we were to win today against Spurs, that would take us to 19 points with a game in hand. So 4 points off of them. With a game in hand, so that could be then close to 1, and then that would take what was considered by pretty much all accounts that a terrible start to the season for United. It would show a good recovery, given that Spurs have been, while performances haven't been great, they've been praised for their start to the season and how they're there or thereabouts alongside the likes of Manchester City and somewhat Arsenal at this point. So, obviously, it shows how important a three points and a victory is today for Manchester United. Spurs, obviously, they need to get 3 points as well to try and keep track of Arsenal, their, of course, biggest rivals, as they currently sit top of the Premier League. And they want to keep tracks with Manchester City, who I think they'd be very, very happy to be level on points with come this point of the season. However, look, Manchester United coming into this game not in the greatest of form, given that we did, in fact, draw with Newcastle in our last game 0-0. In a game which, look, I said this in the match reaction after the game. Was the referee good? No. Should Manchester United have had a penalty? Yes. But Newcastle should have had a penalty. At the end of the day, what cost Manchester United in this game wasn't VAR, wasn't bad refereeing decisions. It was Fred and Marcus Rashford not putting away those chances when they got them. Fred misses an open goal. Rashford misses a header from within the 6-yard box and doesn't hit the target. Like, those two misses are criminal. And that's what cost us that game, not refereeing decisions. And that's something we have to put right. Our finishing has to be better. And the issue we've got right now is Anthony Martial aside, none of our strikers are good enough. Marcus Rashford isn't a striker, and when you expect him to be a striker, you will see misses like that header. And Cristiano Ronaldo just isn't good enough at this point. Yes, he probably does score that chance, but he played the entire night. He played like 70 minutes against Newcastle. Didn't get one opportunity like that. To me, that says he's not getting in the right positions anymore. And he doesn't quite have that killer instinct maybe that he once had. And with Martial, he's looked like he's got that this season. However, he's not fit, is he? He's never fit because he's keep getting injured. So we've got a massive problem with who's starting up top for Manchester United, because it's either they're not good enough in front of goal or they're not getting in the positions to be good enough in front of goal. So it's a really tough kind of position for Manchester United to be in, and a position where sooner rather than later we have to try and sort it. Moving on into team news. That's Newcastle's team news. I did not update them. Hold on, give me a second. I will sort that. Preview. There we go. So yeah, so this is Tottenham's team news. So they have got 3 players missing. Emerson obviously got sent off against Arsenal. He got a 3-match ban. So I believe this is the last game he's banned for. So he's suspended. Dejan Kulusevski is out with a thigh injury, while Richarlison is out with a calf injury. So that front three is looking a little bit lightweight for Spurs. Obviously, they usually play that 3-4-3. However, with Kulusevski and Richarlison both out injured, I do imagine it goes to a 3-5-2 with Hugo Lloris in goal, a back three, of Romero, Dyer, and either Clement Longley, who obviously is on the thumbnail for this for tonight's, this morning's show, or it will be Ben Davis as part of a back three. Perisic and Matt Doherty will probably be the two fullbacks or wing backs, with a midfield three of Emil Højbjerg, Bentancur, and Yves Bissouma. I think that's a very, very strong midfield three, by the way. And I actually think, regardless of whether Richarlison and Kulusevski were fit, if I was a Spurs fan, that's kind of what I would want to be seeing starting, regardless, because it just would allow them to gain a little bit more control in that midfield area and just kind of get bodies in the middle. And I think that's something that's kind of, especially against Arsenal, for example, really let Spurs down. Their midfield was far too lightweight, and they got out-bodied in there. And I think throwing Bissouma in there and then kind of sacrificing a forward, you get that extra body in the midfield, and it allows you to try and control the game a little bit more. And I think that would be very beneficial to Tottenham. And obviously the two up top would be Heung-min Son and Harry Kane, who, well, they're just exceptional, aren't they? They're just exceptional. And I think Harry Kane will be the key player for Spurs in this game. If Harry Kane's at his best, he's very, very hard to stop. Creatively, he's fantastic. Going forward, he's great as well. Well, in terms of scoring goals, obviously, that goes without saying. He's second top goal scorer in the Premier League right now, and that doesn't come as a surprise to me. I don't think it comes as a surprise to anybody. He's fantastic in front of goal. He's got a fantastic partnership and link-up play with Heung-min Son. So goals will come through that front line. Goals will come. There is absolutely no doubt about that. When it comes to Manchester United, we have got a few players out. So Wan-Bissaka's out. Martial is out. Donny van der Beek, Harry Maguire, and Christian Eriksen are all out. Eriksen's is 50-50. He's touch and go. He's got an illness, so he obviously missed the Newcastle game with said illness. The hope is that he will be back. I think he probably will be on the bench. Whether or not he's fit enough to start is a different question. Hopefully he is. But there's no guarantees. But I do think Christian Eriksen is a big player, an important player, and someone we really do need starting today for Manchester United, if we are to kind of get that 3 points. Because I think we saw against Newcastle, that midfield, whether that was Fred, whether it would have been McTominay, just wasn't good enough. Speaking of McTominay, obviously McTominay couldn't play against Newcastle because of suspension, because he had too many yellow cards. He is back today after serving that suspension, like I said, against Newcastle. So with that all in mind, this is the team I believe Erik ten Hag will go with today. So David De Gea will be in goal. He will definitely be in goal. At this point, it's almost irrelevant saying De Gea will be in goal, because we all just know it. He will be. Diogo Dalot will be at right back. Varane, Alessandro Martinez, and Luke Shaw will make up the back four. I think this is his first choice now, really. Varane came almost straight back in as soon as he got fit and available again after his injury. And Alessandro Martinez, Dalot has been ever present. And I think Luke Shaw has kind of displaced Tyrell Malacia as first choice left back once again. I don't think he'll risk Christian Eriksen, and I think he will throw in Scott McTominay alongside Casemiro, just to kind of harden that midfield a little bit more and make it kind of a little bit less easy to play through, and just more defensively solid, really. So I think he will go with Casemiro and Scott McTominay. And then you get to the front line. I think he sticks with the front line that started against Newcastle. So that's Marcus Rashford. Oh, sorry, Marcus Rashford didn't start against Newcastle, did he? I think he will go with Marcus Rashford on the left, Bruno Fernandes out at number 10, Anthony on the right, and Cristiano Ronaldo up top. I think he will look at what happened last season against Tottenham. He will look at how teams have beaten Tottenham this year. You look at Arsenal and how much success Gabriel Martinelli had on that left-hand side for Arsenal. I think it will be kind of a similar operation where we try and get it to Marcus Rashford, try and get him running at the fullback, whether that's Doherty, whether that's kind of Jed Spence, whether that's Perisic playing on the right, and kind of just see what kind of success we can have on that left-hand side up against their fullback. And I think Cristiano Ronaldo starts because we have no one else to start at striker with Marcus Rashford playing on the left. I think it's kind of just a necessity. We don't have another striker. Ronaldo then starts. My team, I would go with this. So I would, same back four and goalkeeper. I would, if Christian Eriksen's 50% fit, I'd throw him in. I think we need him. I think we struggled so much without Christian Eriksen against Newcastle. Lack that creativity from deep. Lack that play that can get the ball through the lines and dictate the play. So I think Christian Eriksen has to come back in, and he would be straight into the team for me. It's only an illness. He should be fine. I would then start Marcus Rashford up top on the counter-attack. I think Jadon Sancho can start off the left, Anthony off the right, Bruno Fernandes at 10, and Marcus Rashford through the middle. Get him running at people. Get him running at people. Get Sancho being able to be creative off that left-hand side. I want to see him taking on Matt Doherty a little bit more. Because I think when Jadon Sancho does play a little bit more direct, he is dangerous. What I think the problem with Sancho is at the moment is he's too happy to play that pass inside. Obviously, you have to know when to do that. And I think Marcus Rashford is guilty of being the complete opposite. You kind of want a mix of both. You want a player like who is more than happy to run at somebody, but at the same time, doesn't want to do it every time. Wants to sometimes just give that easy pass and maybe try a bit of a quick interchange. And I think that's where Jadon Sancho thrives. And I think that's what we want to see more of Jadon Sancho. And if we can do that, if we can get that, then we'll start seeing the best of Jadon Sancho. And that's kind of what I'm hoping for today. And I think get him alongside Christian Eriksen, get Marcus Rashford up top. And I think that front four is dynamic. I think it's interchangeable. And I think it can cause real problems for Tottenham's back three today. So that's the team I would go with today. Just quickly on the game before we end today's preview. Look, like I said, it's a big game. It's a big game. Looking at the league table, it's very, very close. We have to win because we want to keep our top four hopes alive. We want to be, come the end of the season, we want to be getting top four. We want to be getting Champions League football. And I believe we can do it. I said that at the start of the season. I believe Manchester United can get top four. And we've just got to, at the moment, keep getting 3 points. Try and distance ourselves from the likes of Liverpool. Liverpool are 3 points behind us with the same games played. We can't drop point and allow them to catch. They had a poor start to the season for their standards. And we have to try and keep them below us. Because come the end of the season, Liverpool will be in full flow again. They'll be winning game after game after game. So we have to make sure that eventually when we do start slipping up a little bit more, we've got such a gap between us and Liverpool that it doesn't matter that they're winning game after game after game because we've already built a gap. And we're also winning most games. But when we do slip, we've built that gap so they can't catch us. But look, that doesn't mean this game will be easy. Because it certainly won't. Spurs are a top team. That's why they're that's why they're third in the Premier League. That's why they've got the same amount of points as Manchester City because they're top draw. But I think we can win them. We can beat them. I think the game can go either way, and that's what makes this game so difficult to call because it can go either way. Manchester United could win this game. Spurs could win this game, and that means it could also finish as a draw. But you guys know if you're a returning viewer or a frequent viewer of the channel, you know I like to be confident. I like to back Man United. And because of that, I am backing us to beat Tottenham Hotspur. I'm going for a 1-0 Manchester United win against Spurs. Now, if you have enjoyed, please hit that like button below and subscribe if you are new and you haven't already. That would be greatly appreciated. Get down in the comment section below. Let me know your score predictions for this game and just what you made of the preview, I guess. Also, please do tune in for the watch along. Again, details are on my side. Stream starts at... I've got them the wrong way. The stream starts at 10 to 8 with kickoff at 7:45. Sorry, that's wrong. It should be the other way. Sorry. Kickoff is at 7:45. 8:15. Kickoff. The stream starts at 10 to 8. Sorry I fucked it, but we move. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one in a bit.